What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. I'm Whitney. Keep it cute and get the boo. All right, you guys, welcome back. Now, this platform discusses any and all information that has been made known to the public in any way. I am not a journalist. We are not a journalist, okay? But we are commentators. Now, the views and opinions expressed in this particular video and on Whitney D's YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect the opinion of me, okay? Because it is three of them, okay? All right? All topics are for entertainment purposes only. Comedy, satire, TV, rated mature. Viewers' discretion is advised. And again, our commentary is alleged, but very real. And say it with me now. Very real indeed. All right. Good evening. Okay. Now, y'all know me. I'm a little, schizo with the Gemini. Okay. So whenever this video comes out, how y'all doing? Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember this segment that I had back in the day, some stuff went down, but we're bringing it back, and I have a whole new gang, and I'm excited to present them on tonight, okay? Today, afternoon, like I said, whenever this comes out, okay? Not for nothing, you guys. This is another segment that I am bringing back. It's called Uncommon Opinions, okay? So I'm excited. We have a fun-filled packed night, and I am going to be joined with a few of my friends, like literally my friends, industry friends, friends from back in the day, from high school and all that jazz. So I'm excited, okay? So let me go ahead and introduce everybody unto you, okay? But first, let me go ahead and get everything started. Welcome, you guys, to Uncommon Opinions. All right, you guys, I am welcoming all of my girlfriends here, okay? So, it's official. Welcome, you guys, and say hello to the panel, okay? Let's go ahead and start with Sunshine in the building.
Hey, y'all, my name is Sunshine Love. I'm an artist, I'm a poet. I am here to give y'all a whole bunch of controversial things. I'm really good with controversial topics, so I can't wait to get into it.
Awesome. Next up, let's go to my girl, Tamara.
Hey, y'all. My name is Tamara Greer. I'm an entrepreneur in the infertility world. I am here to give my unbiased opinion and to cultivate the nation.
All right, let's head on over to your girl, Kate Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I am Kate Daniels. I am a fashion designer here in Dallas, Texas, and I am here to give my Southern opinion.
All right, you guys. So that, without a shadow of a doubt, you guys, is the panel, all right? And I am excited about tonight. It's going to be fun, filled, and packed, okay? So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into everything. We have a few topics in which we're going to be covering, okay? So, look. That's why it's titled Uncommon Opinion. It's not going to be common. We have 4 different walks of life here. And I want to say we're kind of all close in the bracket of age range. I think Kate Daniels is the only baby in the building.
I think so.
I think so. Can we get,
I think so. I think she's younger than me.
Sunshine, how old are you?
34.
Okay.
I'm 36.
Kendra, how old are you?
27.
Yeah, I
know. Baby, and your girls are sitting over here a whopping 35 years old. Okay?
And we in the same room.
Yes, we are.
Love it.
Yes, we are, y'all. So, get used to them. And we have a few others that were able to join us on this evening. But don't worry, you guys are going to be able to meet the whole entire crew. We even got a male child, if we don't run him off, okay? But anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this first topic of discussions. It's going to be fun, feel-packed, like I told you. We're going to be talking about church hurt. We're going to be talking about entitled parents. And we're going to be talking about karmic relationships. I don't know what that is either. Don't worry. I don't know. We're going to find out. And we're going to see if we've actually been in it, okay? But first, I want to go ahead and get into this first one, okay? Quentin Watson. Hello, brother. How are you doing, sir? Okay. He puts a woman that knows how to take accountability is top tier. My question to you ladies is, dang, when have we not been able to take accountability? What is up with that?
I'm thinking they're talking about a certain type of woman. I'm starting to realize that they be generalizing, but they don't be talking about everybody for real. They gotta be talking about a certain type of woman, which is the ghetto type that keep being advertised as the top tier, you know.
Right.
That ghetto big booty type.
Oh.
That type.
Oh, so the big booties.
Ghetto.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain, because you can have a big booty and not be ghetto, but I think they talking about ghetto big booty. You know, the Glorilla.
So Glorilla is considered she ain't got no big booty.
She ain't got no big booty, but she the ghetto type. She the ghetto type, you know.
Ooh. Okay.
I think they talking about them.
I think they're talking about them.
Yeah. I think they talking about them.
Oh, okay. Denise, what you think? Like,
all right. So y'all might not like what I got to say, but I feel like there is a majority of women that don't know how to take accountability. And look, listen. Because here's my thing. I feel like accountability comes with maturity. And so a lot of women are not there yet. And so, and even if you be honest, even if you talking with your girlfriends and they telling you about all this stuff this dude did, oh, he did this, he did that, and all this stuff, and you listening and you hear what the dude did, but it's like, okay, but didn't you already know? And didn't you just say you know, and you had the moments, and then when you point it out, it's like, but no, that's not, you know, well, yeah, he did tell me that, but I was thinking, you know, so it be a lot of the moments. And there are a lot of women out there, I believe, that really don't take accountability because they don't want to. So,
Tamara, what you got to say before I get on my soapbox?
Honey, I think that women in the younger generation, no offense to K Daniels, I think that we're so used to being in the victim stage. You know, we're used to being cheated on and da-da-da-da-da. So when it comes to us, it's like, okay, well, I didn't do nothing. You did something. So I'm not going to take accountability for my actions because of what you did to me 2 years ago. So I think that's what comes into play as we're getting into, you know, other generations and these new relationship guidelines and all this other stuff going on, is because nobody's taking accountability. It's men and women. Nobody is really stopping to be like, I'm the problem. I need to fix me before I even get into this relationship. So that's really the issue. But I think women, it's this city girl stuff is taking over. That's just my opinion.
Well, you have a great one. In regards to accountability, I just feel like you ladies said, it takes a level of maturity that comes with holding yourself accountable. Because I always prided myself on leaving a relationship the way I would like to enter in one, if that makes sense. Like, I may have gotten cheated on, but I try my due diligence not to cheat on you because I want to have my hands clean when I go into the next relationship. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I be transparent, honest, I found myself kind of holding myself accountable and saying, this is where I messed up in this, but it did take maturity. It did, because like you said, like, let's be honest, don't nobody like to just be held accountable. Period.
Yeah.
Nobody really likes to see their faults. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really likes to see their faults or be like, you know what I'm saying, this is what you did wrong. We always think that ourselves don't think. So for me, as I got older, I had to look myself in the mirror. And if we don't, what we don't confront, we can't conquer. Okay. That was something that I put on my mirror all the time. So, and I will always say that to myself before I would walk out the house. And I end up taking it and sticking it on the mirror with my now marriage. And my husband was like, I love that. I love that little piece. And my thing was always, because if I don't confront it, and sometimes the confronting needs to be myself. And so I put it in the mirror strategically, intentively, so I can hold myself accountable and confront whatever it is that, you know what I'm saying. But again, that took time. And I had to be honest with myself going into this marriage now that, oh my God, this is what I did to this dude. But what I found myself doing in past relationships, when I hold myself accountable, ninjas will use it against me. Like, oh, see, that's what so-and-so. I'm like, you wouldn't even know that unless I told you. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to agree. Nowadays, these young ladies have strayed. If you can even, I lose young ladies very loosely. I don't know.
Because instead of holding themselves accountable, they're just, like you said, playing victim. They're using that as an excuse as to why they aren't holding themselves accountable.
But
so
you know what?
A whole bunch of that.
I don't think it's just a younger generation thing. Like, because the only difference is the younger generation is on social media to show how they acting a fool. But you'll be at the family reunion with your aunties and your grannies and all of them, and you find out stories that you never knew about, or you find out that old auntie knew that uncle was doing XYZ to such and such and nobody did. Like, you find out a whole bunch of stuff that nobody was taking accountability for, and they're not going to take accountability for. Or when you have them situations where somebody in the family gets famous or whatever, and then everybody is expecting them to do everything for everybody, and nobody wants to be accountable for their own actions and their own destiny and their own finances and their own money. So I don't think it's just a thing of just the younger generation. It's just that the younger generation is telling on themselves on social media.
Do y'all think that we've came a better direction with it because it's more transparent? Or do you think that...
No, absolutely. I think
we're just more transparent.
Do you think that this generation is more protected than we were?
No, they're more exposed. Everything is out there.
It's just hard because it's like it's a double-edged sword. Because it's like, in a way, it's better that it's exposed because now everybody is saying, dang, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just my family. It wasn't just, you know, so that helps to, in some way, be able to bring better. But the thing is, nobody is really bringing better. It's just right now, we just in the stage of everybody just putting everything on the table. But nobody's really cleaning it up yet. It's just, you know.
Right. Well, since we're talking about family, I want to go ahead and segue into our next topic of discussion. Okay. So I want to go ahead and segue into entitled parents. Okay. Now, this piece was brought to us by the beautiful Sunshine Love. Okay. So I want to share this piece and we're going to read it and we're going to have a discussion about it. Okay. So the piece goes as follows. All right. Let me go ahead and zoom this in for everybody. Okay. All right. Why do parents feel like they are entitled to their kids or kids' success? The kids didn't ask to be here. The kids didn't ask you to raise them. The parents decided they wanted to share their love with someone else, so they made another human being. The parents also decided to give that human being a good life. Let's be honest. Every decision for that child was made by the parents. So when the child becomes an adult and lives a life of their own and becomes successful, nobody told these parents to have a kid and raise a kid and give the kid a good life. Those were personal decisions made by the parents. And so she goes on to say, why do parents feel like they are entitled? Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this topic because it is a very interesting piece.
Oh, it got hot on that page.
I saw the comments.
Baby, your page stay hot.
I saw the comments. And since this is your piece, Sunshine, I want you to tell your spew, your ideology about this particular post.
Okay, so basically where I'm coming from, and this is no shade on any parents at all. This was just a general question just to kind of get people talking about things. I have noticed, and this is something I just wanted to ask why. You know, I understand the moral aspect of children, you know, doing things for their parents once they become successful, buying them a house, buying them a car, just giving back because you loved me, you raised me, you took really good care of me. I wouldn't have had all of this if it wasn't for you. I want to give back to you. That part, I completely understand the moral aspect of it. But let's be for real. If you take away the moral aspect of it, why do the parents expect to receive anything in the beginning? At all. I've had some answers come back and say, well, you know, it's not that I expect anything. It's just, it's my pride. You know, I'm proud that I was able to raise a successful child. Okay, well, if it's for pride, then that should be enough. You shouldn't expect a house, a car, bills being paid, them even taking care of you in your old age because they weren't, nobody told them to be here. You, like I said, you gave them life. You gave them a good life. You raised them. So once whatever they do with their life after that, they do with their life after that. They became successful. And if that child decides to go back and give back to their parents, that is that child's decision. If they decide not to, I don't think the parents should feel entitled to their child's success. I mean, that's their person's life. If you take out the moral aspect of that, like why should parents expect that? I don't think they should expect it.
So your whole grief about it is the expectation of it.
Yes, the expectation of it. Okay. Like, you know, like for example, we look at the NFL draft all the time. And, you know, those mothers be expecting to be in some housings and some cars by the time their son get drafted. And it's like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's your son. You you took care of him. You made sure he went to every football game practice and he was never late. You got him there. Outside of the moral aspect of it, why should she expect him to put her in the house?
It's so funny because I swear me and my husband had this conversation maybe like a week or two ago. And we went deeper into it into the cultural side of it. So you have different races. You have, you know, Mexicans that take care of their parents, you know, famous or not. You have them moving their in-laws in and their parents in to live with them. You have Chinese people take care of their mothers and things like that. So when you talk about African Americans, we are the only ones that expect our kids to take care of, you know, our kids to take, you know what I'm trying to say. And I'm just like, you should want your kid to be successful. That should be enough. You should not want more of them. It goes back to when your kid gets a job in high school, you should not want them to pay a bill. That's enough for them to pay their cell phone, to teach them, money management, to teach them credit. That's their money. But it's the expectation of, you know, I'm a single parent or we don't have a father in the household. You need to take care of a bill. And I think that's where the expectation of when they do make it to success, you know, status, football, movie star, singer, or whatever, you need to come back and get me because I sacrificed so much for you. But the sacrifice was, the benefit out of that was I made it.
And the funny part that really got me, because some people was like, you know, well, you know, if they didn't give you a good life, then how come, why not? I mean, if they gave you a good life, then why not? And I'm like, because it's my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the why not, because it's my life. Like, I didn't ask to be born. You gave me that. And when you give somebody something, you're giving them a gift. I didn't ask you for it. So if I asked you for it and you gave it to me, that's a favor. I do owe you because I asked you for something, you did me a favor. I actually, you're right, I owe you. I really do owe you. But if you gave me something, that's a gift. I don't owe you. I don't owe you nothing. I just kind of don't think kids owe their parents. I think that giving back to their parents if we're following a tradition, we're following a moral aspect, but I don't think we owe our parents anything.
It's just like working a 9 to 5. You work your 9 to 5,
yeah,
you get a paycheck, right? So you don't. I mean, that job doesn't owe you anything other than a paycheck.
Paycheck.
So it's the same thing of raising a child, that you didn't have a child for them to groom them to be successful, so you don't have to work anymore once they hit 18.
Ooh, Daniel's over there is twitching. She over there. She is crazy.
I'm
Girl.
I don't understand. Okay, Daniel.
I got so many thoughts in it.
Please spill it. Please, I want to know.
Okay. So first of all, let me preface this by saying my opinion may be biased, maybe because I don't have kids yet. So I'm coming from somebody that don't have no kids, so I haven't experienced that. So let me start by saying that before y'all try to come for me. First of all, okay, all right, because that's what they love to say. Wait till this year. But anyway, so first of all, I think the first thing is, because I can't speak on no other races, I can only speak on us. I think when it comes to us, it's a sense of it's always that crab in a bucket thing. Like, even if it's your child, it doesn't matter, because you took from me. Because I had you, but I wasn't trying to have you. So now, and not only that, people think me and my mama joke about this all the time. People think that being a parent stops at 18, and a lot of times it don't. And so it's a lifetime commitment. So they feel like I didn't committed my life to you, so you owe me yours. And so that's when you start getting a lot of these parents that are jealous of their kids. That's why they want what you got once you get successful, because I didn't get a chance to do that because you was here. So since you was able to do it, now you owe me back because I couldn't do it. And you got stuff like that. Secondly, you have these parents that they didn't get to have a mate or whatever, so they want to make you're their mate. And so that's why you owe them, because. And thirdly, I think, it's just so much. Thirdly, I think that it's just preach, girl, because I didn't got.
Baby, I got a fan. You
baby. She is.
I mean, y'all get what I'm saying, though. Like, you see it all the time. And a lot of people are not, like, let's just be honest. A lot of us, especially us, we're not here because we were planned. They were thrown into it. And granted, I understand, because a lot of them started early, so they making decisions that they really didn't know they was making. And so they kids themselves when they making it. So they never got a chance to properly mature. And so when it's time for them to be mature, it's not there because they didn't get a chance to do that. Or to, so I try to, the older I've gotten, I've tried to, see things from different perspectives. But that's just, my opinion. I'm just going to stop there.
Love it.
Baby, you tapped on a few things. So as a parent and as a child to a parent, I'm not as successful like that, but I mean, as many of you guys know, I went back and I helped my mom transition out of retirement. I feel as though, and I didn't have to, that was just me work. Okay, so look, this is how when I saw that post, this is what the first thing came to mind to me. And I said, this may be uncommon. But I go back to the Bible. Okay, and it says, honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be long. Okay, I feel as though we kind of get it misconstrued in what the value of honoring is. I didn't have no money to give my mom. I can't pay a bill. I couldn't do those things, but I feel like I can work, You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though that that as we get successful, and if you are raised in a Black community, most of us are Christian based, and so we know that scripture, right? So my thing is that I feel like a lot of us get in positions, because me, I'm not gonna lie, when I do get successful, I do want to do for my mom, but it's because she's just dope, and I want to be able to have her chill and be able to live life and love it, although she's retired and she did it on her own. But I always aspired for those things, and it wasn't because I felt that I was accepted, it was like, expected of me. In the words of, Sunshine, it was just like, that was my heart. I'm a giver, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, Daniels, anybody, like, I remember, I remember when, and I've always talked about that. Well, like, prime example with my husband, when I met him, and I've shared this story before, he was on the floor. He was on the floor of his godbrother house, had a job, had a car, but most women be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I didn't. I said, scoot over. Because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I remember when. And so because I didn't, step aside on his downfall, I'm able to now sit and not work because he remembers when. I was that one that was putting money in his account when he couldn't buy a meal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my husband doesn't eat pork, and who he was staying with, it was fried pork chops and all this stuff. He calling me like, baby, I can't eat none of this stuff. So I would send him money and stuff like that. Well, I lost my job. And he told me to sit back because he remembers when, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that to me, or for me, but, and I didn't expect it or whatever, because you my man, you know what I'm saying? It was just what he felt like doing because he received gifts, from me in exchange. So I feel as though that, for many of us, we just go back to that scripture text, like, honor your parents or whatever. And they feel as though, I don't know, maybe it is something that's inflicted by the parents, that they feel like the materialistic things is him honoring them, or saying, maybe that's something for them to be like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always told myself I wanted to retire my mom and let her be chilling and stuff like that, but I never got to do that. But that was something I always aspired for. My mom never pressured me or never, said anything. Now, she affirmed me. She always told me I'm gonna be great and stuff like that. But she never said, well, you make it out, who you gonna take me? And she didn't do all of that, so maybe that's why.
But that's the thing.
Right.
That's the thing, because my thing is, if we're gonna, at the end of the day, if you raised us right and if you did a great job, you don't have to do none of that, because we gonna come back and we gonna help. We gonna do, like,
go ahead.
I was just about to say, like, with my mom ain't got to worry about nothing, because she already know. I didn't see you hustle and do what you had to do to help me and this and that. Even now, I'm sitting here in her house. So with that being said, when I get where I'm gonna be at, you ain't got to worry about nothing. But that's already said. I don't have to. You don't have to be like, no, you have to do this, because for the most part, your child is going to come back and do something. Just don't tell me what I got to do. Let me do it out of my heart and my spirit.
That's true unconditional love, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, what y'all have, that's true unconditional love. Like, me and my mom, we have the same thing. Whitney, and I'm pretty sure Sunshine, too.
Yep.
It's no conditions. Like, I can blow up and my mama still won't ask me for nothing, but I'm gonna do for her, because I love her, and I want to see her thrive, and I want to see her, even the people around me, just like Whitney said, even us, like, if we hit something, we all gonna eat,
Yeah, we are.
It's just like, but it's no conditions. You don't have to do that, but it's just like, but I'm glad Sunshine brought that up, because it is some parents that guilt their kids, and it's sad. And then, why do you think suicide rate is so high with these young celebrity kids? They're killing themselves and doing drugs,
so out,
because their parents are stressing them out.
Parents, uncles, grannies.
It's like that Michael Jackson syndrome with Joe Jackson and how he did them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole, like you said, it's a lot of people like that. And I just I was looking at what prompted me to make that status. I was watching this video of this girl. She had got successful, and her mom was just going off at the mouth, and she was writing her mom a check as she was talking. She's like, okay, yes, mom, I told you I got you. And I'm like, dang, are you pressuring pressuring her to take care of you? Why are you pressuring her to take care of you? That's not her job to take care of you. It was your job to take care of her and to get her where she's at. Now she's there. This is an option for her. Pressuring her like, and you know, because I mean, don't try to act like you can't feed me because I fed you. I'm like, oh my God. Like you act like feeding her was a favor. And that's what I'm saying. Like some of these parents act like them giving life to their kids was a favor. That's not a favor. How we gonna ask them from the stump from an egg? Hey, I want to be alive. I want to be born. You know,
now I'm sitting here knocking on the uterus.
Hey, I want to be born. Is that what baby fever is? Is that the eggs knocking on our uterus, telling us they want to be born? Is that so we doing them a favor? You know, I just want to know.
Wow. Right. Yeah, what I was gonna say was that I feel like, the younger we have them, the more we feel like they're our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy I had my Demi in a older age, you know what I'm saying, life, because we got that role established. It's kind of like my mom. My mom will always tell me, you will never be on my level. I didn't get that until I got it, until I got old enough, and I was just like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mom. Like, we're not friends. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? She is my best friend now. But when I was younger, my mom didn't play that with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was very established. Like, my mom raised me to where I had a job at 16. I didn't pay any bills. And my other siblings hated that because, they were at a different age. And maybe she was in a different, dynamic or whatever, with them. And they went through what they went through. We're going to have to talk about that sibling stuff. But anyway, so this next piece that we're about to segue into is by way of Kay Daniels. Okay? I'll be lurking. Okay? I'll be rushing on your pages. Okay? And so this particular piece is going to be deep. Are y'all ready to see what it's about?
Yes.
Oh, chat, here we go. Church hurt. Okay? So Kay Daniels post transparency moment. Okay? I've been dealing with deep church hurt. Okay. And also have been grieving the past year over the passing of my spiritual mother, as I really haven't been to church the past year. I really want to get back into church and find a church home, but it has been a spiritual battle for me that I've been fighting every Sunday. I want to get back, but I no longer even know what I need in a church home anymore. I'm going to be continuously praying over myself to heal, but just wanted to share that with y'all to show y'all I'm not at all a perfect Christian. I'm having fights just like you all. Okay, so before we get into it, first and foremost, I want to respect the transparency of Kay Daniels. This is a sensitive topic, so I ask that you guys tread lightly. Hold on, let me get... Tread lightly. All right. Okay. I don't play over here. Y'all know I don't. Okay. This is a real topic, like I told you guys. And it's cute, but this is somebody's real life. So let's please respect that and tread lightly. Give your opinions if you have one, but make sure you guys keep it cute. Okay. So, Kay Daniels, since it's your piece, do you care to elaborate on it? Or say what you said, and that's pretty much it.
I can. I won't go too into detail because I'm still dealing with it. Right. But basically, I have always been into church. My mama had us in church from an early age. That's just what that was. But of course, you grow to have your own experiences and your own relationship with church as you become an adult. Mm-hmm. And so I was going to one church, I won't say any names, but I was going to one church which I loved. But at some point I got into a different space in my life where God was moving me to go somewhere else. And so I began going to that church, and I was there for some years. I ended up meeting the first lady. Me and her connected immediately. and she pretty much became my spiritual mother for the past 4 or 5 years. And she was like, literally, I didn't talk to anybody else in my life more than I talked to her. And so once she passed away from cancer last February. And once she passed away, for one, I started dealing with church hurt previous to her passing, just because it was little things that was going on that I didn't really agree with or care for, that was bothering me. But because of my relationship with her, I didn't want to leave, especially in the state that she was in. So I didn't want to leave. But after she passed, you know, I felt like, okay, you know, I could finally, you know, just be free from this or whatever. But and after she passed as well, it was like more layers started adding on to it, because then I'm like, okay, well, you know, she had all of this faith and she had this and that going on, and she still, you know, out of everybody, you know, cancer took her out of everybody, you know. So then that started playing in your head. And then, like I said, it was after she passed, I still was going there for a little while, and it was stuff going on, and it just was a lot. And so once I left there, it was hard for me to want to go back. And I didn't even realize that so much time was passing until I just looked up and like, dang, like I really haven't been to church, which is unusual for me because I'm there every Sunday because I've been needing it. So that was unusual for me. And I recently went back to my previous church, just, you know, over the holidays and stuff like that. And it was something that happened while I was there that put me back in the mind space of what I dealt with at the previous church, that had me like, oh my God, like that was the aha moment for me, that Kendra, you're dealing with church hurt. And then it's like, you know, I've been wanting to visit other churches and stuff like that, but it's like, it's now a battle for me to even get up out the bed. Like before, even if I didn't want to get out the bed, I just knew, okay, Kendra, just get up, girl, because you got church, you know. But now it's like, honestly, I have no desire to get up on Sundays to go to church. And that's not usual for me. And to the point where I even was big on watching sermons on YouTube and everything else. I haven't even been doing that. It's like no sermons, no nothing. It's just, now granted, I still been spending my time with God. You know, I read my Bible night. I try to do every night, but you know, I read my Bible, I worship, I listen to my music. I have my personal relationship with God, but I am one of those Christians that believes church is a big part of your journey. So it's just the church aspect that has been missing. But that was what made me make that post. So
and thank you for that. And it was a beautiful post, and it was very transparent. It was very authentic. It was very real to a lot of people. Y'all know I can go off on this particular topic, but I mean, I'm gonna let you guys take a stab at it first before I do.
Oh, honey. Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss. I know that she played a big role in your life, Kay Daniels. I'm so sorry that you lost somebody so significant. I can relate with this so much because I was, you know, when I was younger, I belonged to a small church. I'm not gonna name the names. And when I started forming into my body, y'all can't see me, but I'm a little thick, you know. And if you don't know, church mothers can be a little, you know, covered, you know, that's too tight, that's da-da-da. And I'm young, like I'm literally 18, 19, and I'm just coming to church to hear the word. I'm coming to church to, you know, talk, commune, and it was so toxic. I got to the point to where I didn't like my body. I didn't want thighs, but I was so self-conscious about what I wore. I felt like I was different. I didn't want to, you know, and I'm just like, this is supposed to be the place that I come to get guidance. I'm supposed to feel loved. I'm supposed to be getting some kind of spiritual, and I got none of that. So that deep church hurt sat in for years to where I started going to mega churches just to be not seen. I didn't want to be in it was a small church, maybe like 40 members, where I felt, okay, but I had got so harassed there. Now I'm finna go to this mega church. I'm gonna sit way at the top. Ain't nobody gonna know me. I'm not gonna be in no choir. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to shrink myself spiritually because I can't bloom and show up because I'm scared. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And, you know, it's sad to say that I don't even want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's sad to say that those are the most hurtful situations in church. You would think that you would go there and be protected, and it's the worst things happen and the most detrimental things happen to you in a surrounding like that. So
and just to piggyback off of what you just said, that's the thing. It's a lot of course, it's just like anything else. It's different doctors, it's different hairstylists, it's different all of that. So that's why it's different churches, because different churches feed you differently. And so that's why it's so hard to find out where you need to be, because people forget church is the hospital. Everybody in the hospital is sick. And see, because people are coming to get help, they forget that everybody else in here is sick too. And so that's where a lot of the hurt be coming from, because you come into this place trying to get healing. But for one, people forget that the healing is coming from God, not from the people in the church, number one. And for two, everybody in here trying to get healed. Everybody in here got stuff that they dealing with, you know. And so once you deal with those things, or when you have a certain experience, you know, now it's like, oh yeah, you know, and then you go to the next doctor because this hospital ain't working for me. The insurance ain't insurance it. And so, but like you were saying about the big churches versus the small churches, you know, I've went to both. And so, and that is correct. Originally the mega church I was going to, I wasn't there for that, but I feel like maybe my mama took us there for that, because she started off in a small church as well. But that's why after this last situation, which was a small church, I was like, yeah, I'm finna go back to a big one, because I don't want nobody. When I lost my car, I didn't want people, oh, well, I know you ain't got your car, but you need to be at church on Sunday. You know, I didn't want to deal with none of that. I didn't want to deal with, well, where was you Sunday? And you didn't make your offering today. And this, I didn't want to deal with none of that. And so it's like, okay, God, do I go to the mega church that I know got the word? It's just that it's not feeding me in the other places that I need? Or do I continue to look at the smaller churches? Because the thing is, the smaller churches it's a blessing and a curse, because you kind of want the personal relationship as well, though, because with something that I'm going through right now, I'm getting ready to have a big thing happen in my life, and I want to go and get prayed over. And I can't really do that at a mega church, because I got to wait in line. Compared to if it's a smaller church, I could just look, hey, can I talk to you after church? I need to, you know. So it's differences in that. But Sonny, I'm going to let you go.
Oh, no, I actually agree with both Tamara and you also, Kay Daniels. I honestly, I haven't been to church since 2016. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I had, my church hurt came from the pastor and from 2 of the choir members, and I just ain't went back. You know, I just pretty much kept all of my stuff in-house, and all of my prayers, studying, spirituality, all of that just happens in-house. And I just stopped going to the church because I got hurt behind that. It was really the pastor of our people. And so yeah, I understand about not going back. I encourage, I admire y'all for going back. You know, I didn't have the courage to go back. I was like, you know what? I don't need church. And I just kind of stayed out of it. But I have my personal relationship with God, and you know, I'm really comfortable where I am with my relationship with God and everything. But church hurt is something that's serious, and it does not get talked about enough, honestly, in my opinion, because when people do try to bring it up, it's like getting swept under the rug, like child molestation in the church. They sweep that under the rug as well. And so, yeah, I don't think it gets talked about enough, and it really, really does need to be discussed, because like K. Daniel said, everybody in there sick, including the pastor, and nobody has a heaven or hell to put anybody in. And so we do need to discuss, you know, hey, look, I got hurt from this. I want to talk about this. We need to address this as people, because everybody in that church, we are a village. We are a community. We all need to address all of our problems and come together with that. But that doesn't happen. We see patriarchy when we look at churches. You know what I'm saying? Everybody put the pastor on a pedestal, and they forget that's a man first. That is a man first. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with both ladies.
Whew. All right. Okay. So first off, okay, let me get on my soapbox. First off, church hurt is absolutely real. Absolutely. And this is the reason why I want to talk about it. Because like you said, Sunshine, it's not talked about. All right. But the thing is that the reason why I get so passionate and saddened by it is because pastors are called to be in position. The word of God says to feed my sheep. Doesn't say to hurt them, doesn't say to harm them. You're supposed to feed his sheep. And oftentimes we have these wonderful speakers, these philosophical preachers, these, you know, some adequately speaking individuals, you know what I'm saying, get into these roles and these positions that they are not truly ordained for. Who he calls, he equips. See, the thing is that I've been told so many times, you know, I should go into ministry and stuff like that. But see, I'm in my word, and no shade, no tea, and this might rattle some bones. He didn't call females to be pastors because we are emotional. We got a lot of stuff up under us, and we are not really put in a position to bring up men. But that's another story in itself, child. I ain't finna get into that. So I would never get in that role, for one. And for two, I know that I have a lot of stuff that I have to go through, you know what I'm saying? Because I still might, I got a little tick, I might just, God is still working on me with that. So I can't be in no role like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm honest with myself. But I feel as though a lot of these pastors get in these positions, and they just get into these positions, not truly enough holding yourself accountable. And so you get people like you guys to get into these churches, and y'all believe, you know what I'm saying? You believe in the word, you believe in what this pastor is saying to be so, you believe, and then you get hurt. And then you're looking around like, I don't want to do this no more. I say this to you women because, like, I wrote down a few notes from K. Dan. She said, most hurt is at church. Well, I can answer that. Hurt is going to be wherever you are the most. So if you at church the most, hurt is going to be there. If you at work the most, don't your coworkers get on your nerve. If you at home enough, your husband, your baby daddy, your sister, your brother going to piss you off the most. Hurt is wherever you are the most. But what we can't do is we can't allow the hurt to dictate our relationship with the Father. And then we can say, well, I got a relationship with the Lord. It's at home. I read my word. But the word also says to fellowship, y'all. And so I say that, it's okay to say that this particular church ain't doing it. But when you get into a church and you are hiding, God has not given you the spirit of fear. And we're supposed to go into the house and be thankful and praise and worship, but we're hiding. I've been there. I was the one that would get out the club at 4:00 in the morning with my little hoochie mama shorts. I'm just there, lurked out or whatever. I don't want none of these church people to say nothing to me because I ain't got church clothes on. So let me just hide out, right? But it came a point in time to where I really wanted the change. I really wanted to let go of everything that I was going through. So it comes a time, sisters, that y'all have to say, you know what? This hurt me. And this is maybe where it starts. This place hurt me. This hurt me, but my God didn't. And so I need to find somewhere where the truth is flowing and the word of God is flowing. The pastor's not touching me. The pastor's not abusing me. The pastor is not trying to come after my money. The pastor's not looking at the first lady in a row, because they're out there, y'all. They're out there. Now, I went to a particular big buck church, you know, and no shade, my experiences with this particular church wasn't what rumors were flurrying about this particular pastor. I didn't have that experience. You know what I'm saying? I've always been the one that, you know what I'm saying, even in high school, like when I was clicked up, and Tamara can speak for this, I talked to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody probably didn't like me, but I liked everybody. I liked the jocks. I liked the band geeks. You know what I'm saying? I like the girls in the wheelchairs. Hey, girl, you need me pushed somewhere. Like, I didn't click up, because my thing is, if she didn't do nothing to me, I'm not going to be mad at her, girl. No, I'm not going to fight her because you're mad at her, girl. I always been like that. So my thing is that, like, my experiences in church and stuff, and like I said, I've been through church hurt. Like, I've been called out by a particular pastor. You guys to, and Kay Daniels in particular, because this was your post. I understand that hurt, child, like, for real. And I could go into details, but, you know, time is not allowing it. But I've been there, y'all. And that's for all three y'all, because y'all all shared your story, and y'all kind of like, you know, I don't want to get hurt again. But that's just like heartbreak. If you don't allow yourself to be willing to get hurt again, you can't experience love. And I've been there, because with my ex-husband, I told the Lord, I don't want nobody else. I boldly said that, okay? And I was so wrapped around the idea and concept of, one, who's going to love me? I'm tainted. I'm broken. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we're going to go into other stuff, but I'm damaged. You know what I'm saying? Who going to love me? You know, and then I didn't want to get hurt again. I didn't want to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? So I told God, no, I'm good. You know, I'm so serious. I was like, I'm going to be a little whore. I'm going to go back out here. The streets are calling. Okay. Thank you. I tried it. You didn't want it to be. Okay. Like, for real. But God had another plan for me. And I was like, my husband over there playing the game now. I was not looking, but God said it is time. And I allowed him to knock off that hardness off of my heart. But I had to get out there. Right. I had to expose myself to potential hurt again. You know what I'm saying? And it's not been a perfect marriage since. However, the difference is that I see God in it. Okay. See, I'm finna go somewhere. It's just like a relationship when you go to church, right? And the word of God says to not cast your pearls, you know what I'm saying, to swine. Basically, no, you're okay to pick up and move and go somewhere else if that church is not fruitful, and if it's not giving you what you need, or if it's doing too much, or if it's not lining up to the word of God. See, we give too many excuses and passes for pastors and churches because it's the church is pastor. But y'all do know in the word of God, it says that this was going to happen to the church. This is going to happen to the pastors. So it shouldn't be alarming that this is going on within the church, because again, this is what was said to happen. But what we're not supposed to do is not allow this enemy to come in and to deter you and your walk with Christ. Because yeah, we can study, we can do it all on our own, but see, the village of a church is there to help. Okay, Daniels, like you said, pray over you, to love on you. It was times where I was suicidal, and I went to church and was like, this is it. All right, she's out. But because I got hugged on, because somebody hugged me and told me they love me, and because they told me that, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be great, because they told me what I went through wasn't my fault, or you are loved, it changed the whole trajectory. But see, if we are isolated, the enemy can take us out a lot more easier than it is together as a village. Because I can't remember who said that, but it was Sunshine. We are supposed to be a village. The church is supposed to be a village. But you got to also know that it's cancers in groups. And it don't matter what it is. You just got to be able to cast your cares. That's what the word says, to cast your cares upon the Lord. It's going to hurt. but that's how you know you're living. There's a lot of people dead that can't feel your hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I know that hurt is real. I know that pastor hurt you. I know that that member did something to you. I know that. But you got to pick up. You got to move forward and see what the end's going to be like. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got to say in regards to that, because church hurt is very real, and it's a lot of people that are hurt. And then you see these pastors on TV, and then they be doing all kind of corrupt stuff, you know. And I mean, you know, I've always prided myself on knowing that, yeah, true enough, the pastor is human, but he's called for a purpose. I'm not going to keep giving you a pass because you're human, because you accepted this role and you're supposed to go by what God is telling you to do. I don't even give myself a pass. I know better. So I hold myself accountable for that. And see, I think that we just kind of let a lot of pastors and churches fall by the wayside because of the title of a pastor of a church. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I'm gonna be praying for you ladies, because I got a bomb church I go to, child. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love my church and my pastor, baby. He clean, okay? He don't mess with nobody. He love his wife, okay? But let's go ahead and talk about our dear brother, in Christ and everything, just as a Black fellow individual. And that is none other, okay, than Tyre Nichols, okay? Now, I don't talk about this on my channel because, you know, I'm upbeat, you know, I love, life, live, you know, happy thoughts. But it was this particular caption of this particular picture, and I wanted to talk about it. And it says, let me get it off the screen. Oh, pull it back up. Okay. And it says, the fact that the police officers were Black is embarrassing. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about this particular post, and them mentioning that the embarrassment was that they were Black. Anybody want to take a stab at it before I do?
Okay. I would have to say I would agree with that. I don't think that should happen to a young man, but I really do. I have to agree with what we've been going through for the last 10, 15 years from what I witnessed, because, you know, I started paying attention to stuff like this 10, 15 years ago. And how social media has evolved to where we're just seeing it all the time now. I'm thinking to myself, like, for real, like, y'all brothers. Like, we all were the same color. Like, y'all really went there with this man, knowing good and well how we get judged for Black on Black crime, you know. But I feel like with that, this is now the perfect time to start talking about this Black on Black crime. You know, this is the perfect time to talk about it. But I do have to agree with that post. It is embarrassing that those police officers were Black. After all of this, y'all Black behinds gonna do this to this Black young man. So y'all was out of breath. Y'all was out of breath. That's the part that got me. Like, you didn't realize you was tired. Like, at what point did it snap in your mind, I'm doing this to this young man? Like, when he started crying out for his mama, it didn't snap in your head. You know what I mean? I actually had to stop watching it when he started crying out for his mama, so I didn't even see the end of it, because I was like, I'm done. You know? It was even more disgusting. It's already disgusting to see when a white police officer do it to us, but it was sickening, like physically sickening seeing this. And these brothers is my same skin tone. No whiter than me. That was sickening to my stomach. So I actually had to quit watching it because I couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't even. This is like one of those moments when we be like, you know what? These are the Uncle Toms of the group. Because what you're doing is for to get accepted. Was this an initiation or something? Like, did y'all have to do this so that the other brothers can accept y'all? Because y'all boys in blue and y'all back each other up? I don't know what it was, but that one to me, I feel like was the worst part. I feel like that was the worst part.
Right. Cameron, what you have to say about it?
I don't to say the most, to say that it was embarrassing, the most devastating part was it was embarrassing. Somebody died. Somebody was beat to death. I don't give a damn about race. Somebody died. Like, why do we always have to go black, white? Like, this man was brutally killed, and it was big. Like, why are we there? I don't give a damn if they was black, white, purple, green, or orange. That he was killed, and I get that. Yeah, like my whole thing is, if it was white, oh, we would have been in an outrage. It would have been protests all in all these other cities, but because he was black, now we just embarrassed, and now we just like, damn, bro. Like, what? No, it's wrong. Like, that's what kills me about us black folk. Cause I don't get it. This man is gone. That's the embarrassing part. He's gone. Right. The embarrassing part is police are still killing people, humans, black, white, green, or purple. They're still killing people. That's the embarrassing part. You know what I'm saying? So I get some people feel like the embarrassing part was because they were black. And then I saw some story. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but that he was dating one of the officer's ex-girlfriends or something like that. And that's why they beat him. Don't know if that's true. Whitney, you'll have to fact check and we'll have to follow back up on that.
Yeah.
I think it was just released today, but the whole thing is disgusting. I don't watch videos like that. I haven't even seen the video because I think that we have gotten so used to seeing things like that. And it's like, we're not supposed to be seeing stuff like that, right? But it's just like, it's so normalized. It's sad. So I just think that the whole situation is very sad. I'm praying for the family, everybody involved. And yeah, the least I'm caring about that if they were black and I'm embarrassed. That's the least thing I'm caring about. I'm sorry.
Right. What you gotta say about it, Kay?
Yeah. To be quite honest, I guess I could say I'm one of those that have become numb to it. It's sad to say because, like she just said, we've seen this so much now. It's become so normalized. And it's like every other day I'm looking up in the shade room is posting about somebody else that got beat down, killed, or whatever by the police, to the point where I'm at the point now where I hate to be that person, but it's like I had to protect my mental space and I didn't even research it at all. So to be quite honest with y'all, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I haven't seen the video. I haven't done any of that because I'm just at the point now where I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it.
It's draining. It is mentally draining seeing it over and over and over again.
I'm still dang on drained from George Floyd. Like, watching this man literally gasping for air, calling for his mother. Like,
that's why when a boy was calling for his mom, I had to turn it off. I couldn't hear that no more.
I can't.
Because it took me back to when George Zimmerman chased down he was screaming for his mama.
There's so many stories. So many stories.
I just can't. And like she said too, it's not even it's like what can be done? It's like, that's just how I feel. I'm like, what can really be done at this point? I feel like helpless because, and like Tamara was saying, it ain't even just a black white thing, because guess what? It don't matter what color the cop is. When I see them lights, I'm still scared.
Yeah,
my heart's still beating fast. No matter what color, race, Hispanic, black, white, whoever, man, woman. Because I done had some ignorant woman cops too pull me over. So it doesn't even matter. It's the thing of the uniform, period. And I hate to be that way, because at the end of the day, if I need help, they who I'm gonna call. So I'm not gonna demean their job, because there are people who take their job serious and who really care about the community. But then you see stuff like this, and it's like,
it's tainted
what
water.
do you do? How do you separate them? What do I do? What do I do as a black woman? What do I do as a future mother? who's going to have to try to, like we done talked about before, have to train your kid on how to act when they get pulled over. Because there was an instance that I got pulled over, and I didn't even realize how close I was to possibly losing my life that day, just because I was in a raggedy hoopty Jeep that the window didn't let down. So I had to open up my door to be able to talk to him, and he got upset with me. Then my friend is in the passenger seat doing the most. Really, she wasn't doing the most, but in our skin color, doing the most, because she's, what is your name? What's your badge number? And this, and you shouldn't, doing all of that, which is scary because, ma'am, I just chill. Like, let's just make it out of this. And you can do whatever you want to do, look up whatever you want to look up when we get out of this. But it's that deep. And that was a Hispanic cop. That cop wasn't white. He wasn't black. So,
yeah, I feel you.
This is where I'm at.
I am going to have to agree with you ladies on that as well, about the skin color, because, yeah, for me, I've gotten stopped by a Latino recently, and I'm the same way. I don't care what color they are. This is the lights, it's the badge, it's the uniform. They're scary. I mean, let's just put it out there. They are scary.
And they say they scared of us. You the one
I'm scared of them because they shoot first and ask questions later. So they're scary. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're trained to shoot first and ask questions later. They want us to ask questions and then shoot, but they're trained to shoot first. So yeah, I'm afraid of them. I'm not gonna lie. I am scared of police. I'm for real. I'm afraid of them. I hate calling them. I hate when I have to call them because they dismiss you, especially black women. What?
Yep.
What? Black women? Man, don't call them and tell them that you're getting harassed out the window. They might harass you themselves depending on who they are. So yeah, I do have to agree with you ladies as well about that part too.
I would have to say that it's an abuse of authority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really it's just kind of like when you working in a call center, old girl gets that management position, right?
Ooh.
Right?
Not even management. They just let her supervise for the shit.
I'm about to say they just told
you brought her to work.
Today. Come here.
Right. She forget that you brought her little crusty butt to work several times and all this stuff. But when she get that little position for the day, that wasn't skill. Baby, you can't tell her nothing. And so it's kind of like, that's what I believe. It's like this whole, it's just kind of like this police club. So I've always been on that black on black. And then anytime you bring that up, it's like, oh no, it's white on white. If statistics show it's more black on black crime than it is white on black crime. Right. Let's just talk about it. But don't nobody want to talk about it. Like, seriously, we are doing it for them. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, when I saw this post, I was like you, Tamara, I was just like, what are we talking about here? Now it's embarrassing. Now it's embarrassing. But it's not embarrassing when Pookie down the street was beating up on the old lady.
I'm about to say, it's like the street. It's like a gang. Yeah, it was like they was getting beat up on the street. He was getting beat up on the street by the street dudes that got the power in the street.
Yeah, and so my thing is that until we stop putting Pookie on our shirt, who just got through raping the old lady down the street, we gonna keep having these issues.
Yeah.
We for the victims. We for the victimizers. We're not for the victims. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's never been like a black white thing for me or whatever the case may be, because no shade. And y'all know me, I'm a low-key conspiracy theorist. But ain't it funny how it's always some kind of race war or something going on right before elections? I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. We ain't just, we are very intellectual over here. We're gonna get into a lot of talks over here with politics, conspiracy, all of that.
Ooh, don't get me started.
Okay. I'm about to say that's Sonny wheelhouse right there, honey.
Baby, y'all already know how to feel about conspiracy theories. Don't get me started.
Okay. A karmic relationship is. Do any of y'all know what it is?
No.
I could take a wild guess.
Is it the horoscope?
Girl, no. We check this out, and he gonna break it down.
Going off of compatibility just by itself can be a trap. Because first off, be compatible with a demon. Like devils know what you like too. The type of women that you like, you want her to have more curves in the highway. The type of man that you like, you want him tall with broad shoulders and a beard. The enemy could send you pain gift wrapped as your preference. So that's just the first thing about how compatibility can be a trap. The second thing is compatibility is season based. It is possible for you to be compatible with the season of their struggle, but not the season of their success. I want somebody who's going to be there for me if I hit rock bottom. Well, what if they can only handle your rock bottom, but they can't handle your upward season? So now the question becomes, are we really compatible, or do we just share similar dysfunction? We're both broken in the same area. We're both wounded over the same things. We have the same feelings over the same wounds, so we end up sharing hearts. But what happens if one of you heals and the other one doesn't? Because just because you heal doesn't mean that they're going to heal. And just because you heal doesn't mean that you can make them heal. What happens if one of you heal? You will remove what y'all had in common. And I want us to be so whole and so secure that when we heal, we don't end up feeling guilty because they're crawling, but we now have wings.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
That was
Let's
deep.
get into it.
Yeah, that was deep.
So have you ever been in a karmic relationship?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I feel like it's two ways to love in a relationship, or it's two ways you can love. You can love based off survival, or you can love based off just loving, right? So based off loving someone off survival. So if you were raised without, you've always had to fight for what you needed. You always had to make sure you had a job. And then when you make money, you got to make sure that you live in the best life that you can. So when you find a relationship, you are basically holding on to that. That's your value. That's what you put on a pedestal. You don't want to be knocked down. So when you meet somebody, you're like, well, what do you bring to the table? Instead of let's build this table together, because you're loving off survival. But if you're meeting someone and they don't love you off survival, they've been fed spiritually. They know who they are. They know they love themselves. They've done the work. They've done all this stuff. Then they're not loving based off survival. They're loving just to love. So when you say what you bring to the table and you tell them, hey, I want to build your relationship with God. I want to see you be successful. I want to see your walk with God be stronger than it's ever been. And they're like, well, where's the money at? What's tea? What's going on? So I feel like that's important. So when you're in a relationship, that's very important to figure out how you choose to love someone. Like, where are you loving? What place are you loving from? When I met my husband, we had to figure it out, but we're both on the same level. But it was interesting. It was an interesting journey, and it's a good conversation to have with somebody you're dating, just to figure out, their upbringing and where their mind space is at. But I love that video. But I can say, yeah, I think we all have.
We all have.
Yeah, because we probably didn't even know it. Well, of course we didn't know it because we just found out what this was, but slipped into it, not even realized we even slipped into it. It was situational, because I was thinking to myself as he was saying, I'm like, have I been in one of those? And I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I probably have. And was probably the person that Tamara was talking about was loving off of love, and they were loving off of the situation. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's probably why I dumped him, because I realized he wasn't loving me off of love. He was loving me off a situation, and it makes sense now with that being so. That was very enlightening, very, very enlightening.
I'm telling y'all, and that was on my older brother's page. Shout out to Melvin. I love you. That was actually my last marriage. It was because when he came to me, I felt tainted. I felt unloved. I felt unwanted. I felt like nobody's going to want me. And I had this one insecurity about me. And he kind of glorified it. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, oh, okay. And this Negro had 2 ex-wives. I was the third wife. 4 kids. Okay, with no reason, but it was that trauma bonding. You know what I'm saying? We built off our trauma because we had relatable situations that we went through as youth, and that we could, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't real love. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't love. It wasn't something that could stand the test of time. It was the foundation was already, you know what I'm saying, just crazy as it went. But yeah, at first I heard, I was like, Karmic, I don't know, I've never been in that. And then when he got to talk, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been in that, especially about compatibility. I'm going off, we compatible, we both Geminis. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, deep or whatever. Like my husband now, like seriously, we've been through some stuff. It's not perfect, like Tamara said. No relationship, period. Friendship, we're gonna get into that. But none of that is perfect. You have to build, but it has to be, I feel, a fair exchange is not robbery. I've been in a lot of friendships where I feel like I was giving more than I was receiving type of stuff, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to talk about that later. But what say you, Candice? Have you ever been in a karmic relationship?
Well, see, I have a different perspective for this because I haven't been in any relationships as an adult. The only relationship I've ever been in was when I was 14 years old, and he scarred me so bad to where I have not gotten into another one.
Wow.
So, and you know, just a little backstory, but just when I was 17, God told me he had somebody for me, so he told me to wait. So ever since then, I've taken dating seriously. So I haven't officially gotten into a relationship with anybody. So let me preface it by saying that. But girl,
good. No, that's good.
but your girl didn't have a couple of talking situations, whatever we call them now. But most of them, because I pray about everybody that come through. So God get rid of them real quick. So most of them don't even last 30 days or whatever. Don't even make it past texts and none of that. But I'm going to speak on the first thing that he was saying, which is talking about the package. Because I think especially with the people in my generation, it's definitely, which granted, I'm still millennial, but I mean, like the people my age and younger, they're really big about the package, what it looks like. And like he said, that's what the enemy uses, because he knows, just like God knows, what you want. And so I fell into that trap a lot of times, where it's like, he's cute. He got stuff going for himself. He got a nice job, or he got a passion that he's working towards. Oh, he owns a business. Oh, he goes to church. Oh, he has a relationship with God. Oh, this might work, and looking at the wrong stuff, because when you actually get to know who they really is, none of that stuff in that package even be mattering. And another thing that I love to tell people, just because somebody is a good man don't mean he is your man. So I ain't gonna even say every guy I have met have been just these horrible trash dudes, because that's not the case. It's just that you wasn't who was for me, but it looked good. It looked like it was gonna work, but it didn't. And so for me, I told God, which I wrote, I'm not really big on the whole list thing, because my thing is, God, send me who you feel like I need. But what I do have on my list is not anything that is physical attributes. Because first of all, I'm 5'2", so I can date a short man. He ain't got to be 6'1". You can be 5'5". It's fine.
It's fine.
And yes, honey. So he ain't got to be black. He could be white, purple, Hispanic. Lord, know I love me some Hispanic.
Oh,
and I don't care about none of that. Like, it doesn't matter. What I tell God is, number one, which is especially my biggest thing now, he has to be, not only be Christian, but he needs to be God-led. Because, and a Christ follower, not just know Christ. I need you to be following him. Because if you ain't following him, I can't follow you. And it's not going to work. So
Stuff like that is on my thing because I know the type of woman that I am. I know it's going to be a lot to deal with as far as me because number one, I'm not soft life Susie. I'm not the stay-at-home mom. Now, granted, I do want to be that in a little bit. You know, when I start having kids, I want to be able to be at home for, you know, a little bit but that ain't going to be me 24/7. I like to work. I like to make money. God gave me a purpose just like he gave you one. So for one, sadly, that's a lot for a man to deal with these days. So that's the first thing that he gonna have to deal with. Number two, I have health problems that I deal with. I've had multiple surgeries. I have times where I might not be able to get out of bed today. So you're gonna be able to help me because I've had a man tell me that he would not. So you know, there's things that you have to look further past. So for me, you being cute don't mean nothing to me no more. Because there's a lot of people that's cute. I'm cute. And it's men that don't want me. So cute don't mean nothing. It's about what's underneath. But you gotta notice those patterns because because my friends would tell me all the time, I feel like you gotta type. Everybody you date is multiracial and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even know he looked black to me. I didn't know that. But outside of that, I sat down and I was like, God, is it something that the enemy is tricking me with? Am I just looking at certain things that I need to be looking past? And that's what's getting me, not getting me to where I need to be. So, I mean, just recently I've been breaking it down and like, look, I'm gonna look past what I normally look at and see where they take me. So yeah, that what he said about that, the enemy dressing it up nice, honey.
Yeah, he will.
That's the tea.
And again, like he said, the enemy will sin and he will collect too. Because when he give back, he an Indian give.
He gonna,
okay, Jesus give and
not even just the Indian give, but he'll rob her too, because he gonna take some more stuff with him when he leaves.
Right. So yeah, that's why you gotta be patient and you just gotta wait on the Lord. And like I said, baby, he was almost about to be out back in the streets. Okay, but I'm just okay. Look now, you know what I'm saying? Because shoot. I'm just saying, you know, Jeremiah said, you know, we better be married in the burn, baby, because I was about to burn, okay? Because I was like, I can't wait, Jesus, okay? Like, you know, I'm itching, okay? It's been a while, okay? But thank you, ladies, so very much, and everybody that's tuning in tonight for joining us for our first installation of Uncommon Opinions. How was it for you, ladies?
I enjoyed it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Loved it.
Okay, so before we wrap, I want everybody to be able to tell where you can be reached at. Let's start with Sunshine. Where can everybody connect with you?
So you guys, if y'all want to jump in on my controversial topics, you can follow me on Facebook at Sunny Love, SUNNY, and love is spelled exactly the way it sounds. And if you want to tap in on my artistic side to see the type of art that I make, to hear what type of poetry I put out there, you can always follow me on Instagram at BlackSunshine_LLC.
So you guys can connect with me on Facebook at I Am the BFP. If you're going through infertility, you want any kind of education, support, love, or any kind of guidance. You can also follow me on Instagram at I Am the B.F.P. And also on TikTok at I Am the BFP. See you guys there.
So y'all can find me on, I got a couple of pages. So you just pick one. Okay. So if you want to see my work, you can go and follow me on K Daniels Designs. Everything is spelled just like it sounds. The letter K, Daniels with an S, Designs with an S. You can also find me on TikTok or my personal Instagram page. Both of those are the K Daniels. Again, the letter K, Daniels with an S. And you can find me on Facebook at K Daniels Designs. Oh, y'all, I'm on YouTube too. So make sure y'all go subscribe to me. K Daniels Designs. Go do that right now.
Go do that right now. Go right now. We'll wait. All right. Thank y'all so very much for joining me on tonight for our first episode. It was thick, it was heavy, then it was light. You know, it ain't gonna be too deep like that. You know, not every night or whatever. We might have some of those nights, child. So y'all just stay tuned. But y'all, please go follow each and every one of these young ladies and let them know that Whitney D of WhitneyDTV sent you. You saw them here, and get prepared, child, because we're gonna be bringing y'all a hefty, hearty dose of uncommon opinions. Sometimes it may be live, and sometimes it may be pre-recorded like this one. Okay, but not for nothing. We are appreciative for you guys for tuning in. So y'all say bye to my wonderful co-host. All right, you guys. Well, that is it. Okay, thank y'all so very much for tuning into another installation of Uncommon Opinion right here on WhitneyDTV. Okay, I enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. While you're there, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I'll see you guys on the next Uncommon Opinions. Deuces.
What up, what up? Hey, lovelies. We are now on Apple Podcasts. Yes. For my iPhone users, you know, just a little something for you. Head over to the Apple Podcast app and type in WhitneyDTV in the search bar and click the check to add me to your dashboard and listen to your girl on the go. Powered by Anchor FM by way of Spotify.